Welcome back, guys. It's Alon, and it's actually a week into December. Thank you guys all for joining me. You know what time it is. It's time for our weekly recap, see what's going on with our portfolio, do a little bit of an update, let you guys what's going on. And I guess if we're diving into it, this week's actually a little bit unique. We have a lot of new copiers that have joined. So for all of you, welcome. Do maybe a quick shout out. We have a lot of the new copiers here. A few of them are anonymous, which is fine. And yeah, we do have some recent copiers already in the green, and we have some copiers that have just joined over the past few days. They are still in the red. There are only copiers in the red. We'll change that shortly. But essentially, normally when you just start copying, the reason you'll go to the red immediately is just the fees from eToro. 1% or something like that, 1 or 2%. You'll get a little bit of fees. But that'll be alright. If we're holding for a few months, shouldn't be a problem at all, guys. So going back to our portfolio, we're doing quite well, guys. We are actually now in the triple digits for the 2-year mark. We haven't really been doing this for 2 years just yet. When we hit January next year, so in about a month's time, we will have 2 years of track record. So this is quite well. When I started doing eToro, I always knew I was going to do it for the long term, and it would take me a few years, to get a bit of traction. And mostly till now, it's been mostly friends and family, and it's been really, really good, keeping me honest, keeping me humble. If there's a bad month, I've got some people yelling at me, which which is good, very, very good. On the note with the portfolio, guys, we do actually have algo that. Keep in mind, we did rebalance the portfolio just a week or two ago because it was doing so well in our best month yet in November. And since then, our biggest holding, which is Algo, it wasn't actually our biggest holding a few weeks ago, but it's more than doubled in the span of a few weeks. Now, I want you guys to know that I'm not really planning on rebalancing this again. I'm gonna let Algo run. I really think that there's some extreme scenario where Algo can go 10x from here, but it's not something that I'm gonna allow to go 10x in the portfolio. I'll definitely be taking profits along the way. Crypto's never gonna be more than the allocated amount in our portfolio. I'm actually going to drop a video today after this because we do have a lot of new copiers just to cover the strategy, because I know I've covered the strategy of the portfolio. It's briefly in the overview, it's based off a military strategy, but maybe for some of the new people or the people that are considering to join, I'll just pin a little video for that just about the strategy. I'll drop that today. But yeah, keep in mind, guys, that this was quite a small holding. I'm intending not to take profits from this just yet. So we do only have exposure to, honestly, quite solid cryptos, nothing too dangerous. We dropped all the risky cryptos quite recently. They did continue to go up, which is fine, but we've made plenty of money, which is also okay. We've got our main strategy here, and it actually looks like everything's green right now, which is quite nice. Even AMD, which we bought recently, has been floating up and down with the going into the red, going into the green, but we're looking to hold this for a few months anyway. It'll be just fine. But yeah, I won't go into the strategy in just a weekly recap. We'll touch that on another time. But guys, it's pretty much going as expected. So if we look, we had a really killer month in November, and essentially at the moment it's really just continuing that upwards trend. So I think it is maybe slowing down a little bit, but essentially we were always expecting a really good 2 months at the end of the year. It just seems to happen every year. I don't know if it's Christmas spirit in the air. I'm not really sure what it is, but people are just more willing to put money into stocks, to look at that stuff, and all of this coming together with a crypto bull run at the moment over the next few months. I really don't see our portfolio doing badly. So I do think for some of you new copiers, it's actually not really a bad time to join. Typically I tell people, because it happened exactly the same. Back in February we had a really good month. We had a bunch of new copiers come on board, and to be honest, it wasn't that amazing to follow it, because sometimes all the results come at once, so you got to be in it to win it. But I actually think we're going to continue to do quite well into the next few months. I've been waiting for these months for quite a while, so for all of you new guys that have joined, I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support, and I can't wait for all of us to have some good results together. I do think next year is going to be a great year as well. So definitely get our hopes up for this. The strategy has only been getting better, to be honest with you, since we started. So a lot of this first year was just ironing out my strategy, and it is much better now, and it will evolve over time. We won't always have crypto in the portfolio like I mentioned before, but we'll always have a high risk section, a medium risk section, and a low risk section that are all there to balance out each other. And for those of you that don't know, this is a growth portfolio, so we're not really focused on dividends, we're only focused on capital growth, and we're looking to grow this portfolio at quite an aggressive rate, so 20 to 40%. We have done better than that this year, but in general, that is our goal, I guess, as an average long term. Now guys, let's see how it goes for the rest of the year. I'm expecting it's going to be alright, maybe not as good as November. That was a little bit of a freak month. I mean, 37%, that's definitely not normal. But we'll see what happens. There's been a lot of good news. I honestly think that Donald Trump getting elected, all this hype and all of this really good landscape looking for the next few years for stocks, like it's looking quite good on a macro level just across the world. We already had the recession in 2020, so it's not looking too badly for assets. So if you guys are investing in general, I think it is a good time to be accumulating assets over the next few years, just in general in your life. I think it's going to do quite well, assets in general. Now guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll check in with you guys next week. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you all again next time.